Welcome to a special edition of the Weiss Schwarz Market update. I'm not going to talk about anything else. All I am going to talk about is Fujimi Fantasia Bunko. And the reason why I'm doing this is because there is a ton of price movement in this and other type of cards like this. But today I'm going to focus just on Fujimi. In the next couple of videos, I'm going to talk about the other cards that are, I would say, being picked off systematically one by one, and you'll be able to see that. When I show you these cards and all of that, look specifically at the date. You're going to see some dates that repeat over and over again, and that could be one person, two people, group of people, it could be whatever. But as you look across the broad spectrum of these cards, you're going to start noticing a couple dates come up over and over again. Fujimi Fantasia Bunko, that came out on May 29, 2020. It was a good time. It was a good time. If I remember correctly about historically what that date was around, it was not a good time. I just say that. But realistically, Weiss Schwarz, I remember people were saying this thing was underprinted. There was enough of it. People couldn't get a lot of it. So what we have here is a collection of different titles, right? So you can see right here is this is Zombies, School Council's Discretion. My brother really liked Highschool DxD. I, as you know, love Data Live. There's Full Metal Panic. There's a ton of them. Slayers, Tokyo Ravens. There's a lot going on here, and as you're gonna see with the cards, they didn't hold back as much. I would say as much, because if you look at the JP versions of different sets, you're going to see a lot more, let's say, lewd, risque type cards on this set. You at least got a little bit more of that. And I think with the collection of the anime and the card art that was featured on here, that was what drew a lot of people in it. So let's just take a look. What's been going on with Fujimi? So Fujimi, we have sealed product, and this set had two of them. That would be your booster box and your trial deck. And as you can see, it's kind of through the roof. Obviously, this is just this is window shopping, right, that we're doing right here. We see on the outside it says $1174.99. What really is the price? What did it last sell for? So what it last sold for was $614.99. That was on January 8th. So not too long ago, about a month ago. From there, obviously, it's almost doubled in price, $615 to $1175. That's a hell of a difference. That's quite a difference. And the reason why I show these is just to show you like how recent it was. Not like this was back in March of last year or something like that. This was as of about a month ago. You had two sales, $600 and $615. Okay, and right now, $1175. That's where it's going to be. You could make an argument that that's way too high for it, but at the same time, and there's other websites. So even though, again, I use TCG Player, so let's just put this out here right away. I use TCG Player for the simplistic view of it. Like, I don't have to go site by site and show you all the different places. Like, if I go on eBay right now, I may be able to find a booster box lower than this. I'm just saying on TCG Player at this moment, we have sales that was $615 as of last month. What's on here now is $1175. Could there be other websites that have this for lower? Yes. So just take this all with a grain of salt. I'm just using TCG Player, okay? Next one we got is the trial deck. As I go along here, I'm going to delete these tabs because there's just way too many of them. We have the trial deck Fujimi Fantasia Bunko, and what is that going for? That is going for 90. Oh, well, actually, no. It'd be $107, including the shipping there. $107. And, yeah, I mean, that's all I could say to it. You could see that this is real. This is a real number, as we've had sales just as early as January 28th. So roughly like a week ago, And you could see there was 3 sales through January. There was 2 in December, and all of that time it was roughly around the $100 mark. So this isn't some made up phony number. It's just been going up as the supply has been dwindling down. And you could be saying to yourself, like, why why is it worth so much, right? Like, because we know from sealed anything, like sealed Pokemon, sealed Magic the Gathering, that as time goes by, the sealed prices go higher. And in this case, like what's driving that? Is it just the lack of demand? Is it the rarity? And I'm talking about EV. Is the EV on this stuff actually super huge? To, to see what's actually going on here, we're going to look at some individual cards. And this is the part where I say notice the dates, look at what's being picked off, look at the different categories of cards, like the rarity types. And you can leave that to your own decision what's going on with this. It's probably for me, I think it's a combination of all of that all together. The rarity, the wanting of this, the popularity of the set, and the actual EV of the box just continues to go up. So first one I want to do, this is not the best category. This is the Climax Common. Obviously, you're going to get a ton of these, and the price reflects it, right? So we have this as market high to low, sorted by market high to low. Climax Commons, you're going to get a ton of them in a box. And as you can see, I'm going to just show you this and show you the card art too. Because card art, it's kind of important when you look at this, the amount out there and the card art. I mean, there is some pretty nice ones here. You just take a look at it, all about 25 cents, 30 cents and under. So these are what Climax Commons normally go for, right? For the most part, they don't really even sell. But as you can see here, there are actually market prices to go with them. So people do buy them. Not to be stereotypical here, but what I normally look at is I make sure to take a look at the, let's say, more risque type of cards, right? Like you have like this bikini type one. See, so even though this is a Climax Common, people still will buy it because of the art. Art is a huge deal when it comes to, people buying into a certain card when it comes to this kind of stuff. I'm just not trying to sound like a weirdo, but realistically, let's all be real. Let's have this honest discussion. People are going to buy it based on the card art at this point. Like, they're not trying to buy this to have a competitive deck to go against somebody. They're buying it really for the card art. And you're going to see that time and time again when I show it, right? So next one is the Climax Rare. Same deal with Climax Rare. There isn't like a huge amount of sales when it comes to Climax Rares. Take a look at the card art. You will actually see some sales. And look at the amount of listings too. You have 2 listings on this one, 14. So there are some that are in less supply than the others. And you can see right here. So December 8th, 3. And November 26th is 3. And I feel like November 26th is like a date over and over again. That must have been one of those TCG player bonus bucks things. Pretty sure that's what it is. Like there was bonus bucks. So again, thank you to everybody whoever used my link for the bonus bucks. I really, overall for the TCG player, right? Like thanks for using that. I'm gonna close that. Okay, so now we are on commons. So climaxes, not really that big of a deal. They're just normal. They're in a lot of them. But the one thing here, I opened a few of them that actually had sales. It's one of the ones that I was looking at. Normally with commons, you're going to see them down in the 25 cents, 20 cents kind of deal from set to set. When you just open the Fujimi one, you can see right away, like there's something really weird happening here. And you have commons that are completely gone. You have commons that there's only 3 listings, 2 listings. See, like as I scroll down here, since it's ordered by market price, like you have more listings, 13, 15, 15, 15, right? So you can easily know which ones people are going for. And what we got here is, we got this one. So messing around Rumia and Sistine. Rumia and Sistine. I mean, you don't need to know anything about the anime. Just look at the card art. That's what it's going to be. There's going to be product that is bought because like people love the anime. It's going to be a strong set in the meta. When it comes to this one, this is a common card, and there was plenty of them, but recently there has been a massive buying up of this. And I'm gonna just go scroll down real quick. All right, so we're gonna scroll down. We're gonna start here. November 26th. See a date that just always rings true. You can see it at 150, and the price held on pretty good. Like all through December, it's in the 1 whatever. But then something happened. something changed. There was somebody that was really looking at January 12th. We have a 32 bought, and then here is another 25 again on January 12th, January 16th. So basically, this last 25 wiped out any of the ones under $2. And then there was some put up at $9 and at $14. Yeah, $14 for a common card. Bought out, gone. There is one left. Well, actually, one listing with 4, and that would be the Japanese version of the card. And let's just take a real quick look. If I can, I think I have to click the picture. I hate that because you click view details and it gives you an error, but then you click on the picture. Anyways, what we got left is the Japanese version out on here. And if you want the Japanese version, great. If you don't, then you probably don't want to buy that one. But there's 4 of them at $14. Again, just realize that this is the Japanese version and not the English version. So you can see what this thing did. It went nuts because some people went out there and just bought a bunch of them. And you're going to see this time and time again. So let's see the next one. Rias is one of the big ones. You're going to notice as I go through this actual set, this Fujimi set, there is going to be a whole lot of looking at Rias cards. And that's fine. And my brother liked that was one of his big disappointments because he was like, hey, do they have these this set out? And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to pay a lot for it. Did I ever know that it was going to extend to this level of pricing? No, but geez, okay. So what we have here, 52 cents, 78 cents if you're buying it under $5 for shipping. So normally what people do obviously is buy over $5 to avoid the shipping. And same idea here. You can see it over and over again. You're gonna see people actually buying it November 26th. And when they bought, here's one at 20, here's a 5, 4, 9, 4, 2. And even though this is like, Rias is one of those ones that people really like to have, this isn't one of like the more risque kind of ones. It's a common, so there's a lot of them out there. And if I scroll down here, right, like what we have here is, even though there's 3 listings, there's 32, 7, and 55, all under $1. And I point this out because what the real intention of this video is if you want any of these cards, it's not going to take too much to really make them all disappear. So if you want these cards, you might want to think about buying some. I'm not saying you have to buy them all. I'm saying if you wanted this card, if you wanted that card right there on the screen, you might want to get it sooner than later. I know it's a common card, but it seems like this kind of stuff is happening more and more often, and it's not going to wait around. You know, does this bring the possibility of a reprint? I almost think that if Weiss Schwarz can actually reprint, they will reprint this set if they can. That's a big if, right? Like they licensing and all that good stuff, we all know. But should this be hit with a reprint, it would just be nuts. It would be really nutty. Screw the whole gold, silver, whatever. That's not even gonna matter. That goes out the window. People just want it for the cards and all that. You're gonna see they're pretty pricey and they're gonna be worth it. Here's Mom. There's only 2 sellers left. You see a 61 and 27. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of supply, but how many people have them left? I don't know. And especially with the way people are buying it. See, take a look at this one. January 12th. Again, January 12th. 15.50, 37.50. That's really odd. Someone just buying a whole ton of them. Is it a store? Is it a person? Is it a group of people? Who the heck knows? But you can see what's really happening here. There is going to be people buying it, and it's not going to take too much longer to knock these out. So if you do want it, get it. If you don't, then don't. I'm not trying to pump this thing up or anything like that. Just don't get me wrong on that. But there are other websites. Should you try? There are other websites that actually do have this out there, right? Just type it on the internet, use the actual card number, throw it out there. You'll be able to find some other places. But just know that there are people that are actually buying into this, and you need to be aware if you're looking for it. If a reprint comes, then, don't worry about it, but we don't know. We have no idea if a reprint will ever come for this thing, okay? That was your commons. Now let's take a look at your uncommons. I'm pretty sure you could see right away that the numbers on the uncommons are just insane, right? We get like instantly right away. Let me just scroll down. right? Uncommons, normally uncommons 25 cents, 35 cents, and here's one for 41. But if I scroll up a little bit, there we go. We got a 5, 3, 14, and 2.2. Geez, right? Like knowing nothing about this game, like if the card usability or anything like that. What we got here are just some insane numbers. Like you could see there's something weird going on here. So believing in the same dream, I mean, look at this art right here. And we got some sales. We got some purchases happening. Not a ton of them, but you have enough. 2 and 1 recently, and some in December. November 26th, same thing, just constantly coming in. Even though it is supplied 13 listings, it is an uncommon. So you're not gonna see a lot of people with like say 50 or 60 like what happened on the common cards, right? Like it's not going to have that same quantity. Obviously it wasn't as bought out because 450 is a heck of a lot different than $1 or 50 cents. Completely different scales, right? That's about 10 times more expensive. So I don't expect someone to come in here and buy like 100 of these at $4.50. Kind of a lot. Quiet White Cat Koneko. We have this one right here. So there is some buying on it recently. January had 4 of them. December had a few. And January and November, I don't know why I keep saying that. November 26th, we got 4. So you'll see that over and over again. The bonus bucks thing definitely helped it out. And then you have just some constant buying over time. But this to me, again, seems like people that are just trying to fill in slots in the binder, just making sure. But it's not going to take too longer to have this just disappear. As you can see on this one, instead of that other card, there's only 2 listings and there's only 2 left. So it's not like it's a huge amount of supply. This one's interesting. Ideal way to awake Sera. If you like the card art, I mean, it's very suggestive. So we have this card art right here. Along with suggestive card art, normally you're going to have the price go with it. And in this case, you can definitely see that $14 is what we have here because that is literally the only one left on TCG Player. Yeah, you can go out on the internet and find it, but this is the last one on TCG Player, and you can see what's happened over time. January 12th, 8, 6, 1, 11, 1, 2, 2, 1. Yeah, this is the buyout that no one ever really talks about or maybe not even know about. But you can see one soul out there bought this card for $15.03. So they wanted it. They missed out, which is unfortunate because that is a crazy high price to pay for this card. That's a lot. That really is a lot. No, I feel bad for you, but that's really what it comes down to be. I'm going to close some of these windows. I'm getting sick of these windows. Okay. So, card art, definitely. And so when you think about buying cards, when it comes to these kind of card arts, I guess just pick some interesting ones, right? Just go out there and pick some interesting ones. Diva Temptation Miku, I remember getting this for Data Live. It was one of those ones that I wanted. It's an uncommon. I think it was like $1 at the time. I was like, man, this is really expensive for an uncommon card. And over time, it's definitely gone up. I mean, it's doubled. And even then, right, we have 4 listings, even though it doubled right here. Look, it's $220 plus 78, so $3. And there's only one of them. From there, it goes to $4, $4.78, almost $5. So it's not like a ton of these still exist. I mean, does someone else have them in a closet? Probably, but on TCG Player, not so much. And as you can see here, there was some buying. We got January 4th, 9th, and 14th. So there is still people looking at this stuff at the time. Okay, so it doesn't have to all be like all lewd and half nakedness or anything like that. That card wasn't. At the same time, it's one of those ones where there is some popularity when it comes to the anime, people filling in sets. And now we are on the rares. You can see the rares are just nuts. Like, let me scroll down again, just show some prices. We got 37, 25, 50, 99, $1. And then, because normally rares are, let's say, 50 to $1, depending on what the rare actually is. It could be higher. Some of the rares I've seen for $4 to $5 playable rares, but we're talking about just overall, like if I just scroll up here, like let's just draw a line right here across the screen. What we got here is we got 12 cards that are rare that are above $1. And that's just insane. And they all range from different stuff, right? So here's another Data Live one, Pure Princess Tohka. There's nothing like crazy loot or anything about that. Like a lot of these, they're all okay looking cards. But as you can see with the different anime and all of that stuff, you have Rias all across the board here. Like so, you're gonna see here. You have Kurumi from Data Live. You have Origami from Data Live. We have a few cards that are heck of expensive. That's what we're seeing, okay? So we got the first one, the Ultimate S Akeno, and we have her 8 listings. $26 is what you can currently... Cheyenne, look at that. We got some flesh and blood guy right here. We got January 13th, January 16th. So this thing does sell December. So there's a few that have been out there. These aren't just made up phony numbers, right? Like these actually have some recent sales. And what was that? Last one, $25. This is $26, right about the price. I mean, the card art too, like you could see, interesting girl, interesting card art. Same thing with Rias here. I'm not trying to be, again, a pervert here, but just take a look at the card, you'll see. And we have her at $19. Did it sell recently? Yes, it did. Recently, it sold as of, what day is it today? The 5th. Today is the 5th. And this sold on the 2nd. It sold on January 26th as well. So $19 for this card seems just about right because that's what it sold for. And you have these listings. There's not like a huge amount of them. Again, as we go up higher and higher, you're not going to see as many. We see as many listings, maybe just because of how much the price is. You know, like not anybody's going to just buy like all these. That's a lot of money. But overall, people are looking at certain cards. If you're a Rias fan, I feel bad for you. that hurts. This one's $19, about the same. Again, be careful about this. This thing says light played. Doesn't mean it was actually played with. Maybe it came out of the pack with a little ding or dent on it. And same deal, right? Does this seem familiar to you? We got February 2nd, January 26th. So we got a few in December. So people are looking at these cards. We got, yeah, actually, you would definitely want the near mint one. It's like 3-cent difference. So just if you're gonna go buy it, you might want to get this one right here. Rias, same deal. See, same dates. You're gonna see the dates over and over again. February 2nd, January 26th, and December. All the same dates over and over again. So different people buying it more than likely, but still it's happening where people are looking at these. Are these ever gonna go down? I don't know. I honestly don't think so. I think it's, you're, as a seller outside of a reprint, you're going to be saying that you're going to hold on to this because this is a highly desirable set, highly desirable cards. People are definitely going to want to get it for their collection over the time, and I think time is on your side when it comes to the set. Elegant Clockwork Kurumi, it's a rare card, $20 right now. I'm glad I got mine. I think I got mine for like $2 back in the day. It was pretty nice. So I'm happy that I got it when I got it because this thing's just been, I don't even see the $2. I know they didn't start this earlier in the year. They started back in June. So where was it in June? $9. Dang. Holy crap. 3 listings of this card. We got, well, 2 technically because this is Japanese. If you want a Japanese version, great. I don't know if I would go for the English one. So with the English ones, we got 3 and a 5 down there. Recently sold January 26th, couple in earlier January and then November. So not as bought as the other ones, but still really expensive. As a Kurumi fan, had to buy that. I mean, look at that art, really nice. And then we got White Winged Angel Origami from our Flesh and Blood friend here. So $9 for this card. Have people bought it not as high? Origami isn't one of those ones that people really like buying into. It's not like a fan favorite. If you look at Data Live right now, like the Data Live set, Origami is the cheapest of the autographs of the sign cards from the booster box. In the trial deck, same deal. The Tohka is way higher than what Origami is for the Data Live set. But we do have some sales in December, November, one in January 12th. Again, so someone actually going out there, I feel like filling out their collection. And now we are on the double rare, so it just gets more and more expensive if you can see the video going. but it's not as many because remember what I said, the card art really matters, the characters really matter, and with double rares, if you've seen my videos, double rare recently's like on average is like $5-6. You'll have cards that are like maybe there'll be some double rares that are above $10, but not many. Like with the recent Bang Dream one, you have a few, right? You have Chu2, you have Yukina. Yukina is like near the 30s. Chu2 is like $16 now, I think. But with these, you could see $34.98, 1970, and Sistine 1097. So there is a few of them, big ones. And one of the big ones, again, would be Kurumi here. Awesome looking card. Glad I got it when I did. I don't remember how much I bought it for, but it definitely wasn't $35, $36. It's insane how much these things are. And yeah, as you go up, you're not going to see as many sales, but there are some over time. And that's the big perspective that you need to keep, right? We have November's, December, and one in January. There's not too many of these things left, right? There's only 5 actual cards on TCG Player left, and they're not getting cheaper at any point. I don't see that. Like this little chart thing, this is the stuff that you want in all your stocks. You want it to be here, and then you want to go all the way up there like it did. It's pretty amazing. It's actually really insane that the amount of progression in the price is just out of the world, right? So down here in August, let's go back, July, June, 1644, and now it's basically almost doubled in price from there. Actually, it did double in price. That's double in price. That's insane. Insane and beautiful. So we have Girl of Healing, 1970. Last sold January 26, 1 in December, 1 and 3 in November. It's not too many. There's a lot more of these cards out there than it was with the Kurumi. And let's go with Sistine here. 1097, same deal with this one, not so many. January 9th, 3 were sold. Before that, November. Is there a lot of these? No, not really many of these. Again, more pointing out that card art, character, and time is not your friend on this one unless we see a reprint. Okay. Sibling Affection. I put this here, $4. It's hot, the higher of what's left with the double rares, right? This is the last one. From there, it goes down to 1. We have January 27th, January 5th, and after that would be November. No, not too many, same deal. Okay. All right, this is our triple rare. Triple rare is nuts. I'm gonna tell you because remember with triple rares, you can get them from the trial deck and you can also get them from the booster box. And our friend here is super high, Rias, high class charms triple rare. As you can see here, this thing says TE on it, so this is a trial deck triple rare. We know trial deck triple rares are harder to get than they are in the booster boxes because there's not a whole lot of buying of trial decks, right? Like in general, compared to booster boxes, you're going to see more triple rares from booster boxes than trial decks, and this is reflected in this price right here. This is insane, actually. So with Rias, $398.89 plus $1, well, 99 cents of shipping if you want to be totally accurate. Last sold December 29th, $149.99 TCG player price, kind of high. Hasn't had one sold around that price for a while, so somewhere in between there. Nice looking card. I mean, since this is a trial deck card, just keep in mind that I know the fancy foily triple rare one is pretty nice, but if you can't afford it and you just want the card art and you don't need to have that shine, then you might want to buy the trial deck version, which is pricey as well. I'm not saying that's cheap. Real quick before I go on to the next card, I'm just going to scroll down. Triple rares, just looking at all the different art here. Keep in mind that this one's sold out. So there's some of these that are completely gone. Like this one's gone. This one's gone. Let me click in it actually. Okay, that one's gone. I want to make sure there was like nobody that had a picture because this one says currently out of stock and this one doesn't say that. So gone and gone. And then we have these, and they're pretty expensive when you think about how much was actually open. People open this. Of the boxes that were out there, people opened it. You can see it in YouTube videos. A lot of people that had this stuff actually went and opened it and even opened it recently. So there was a lot opened. And yeah, pretty much. Years Refrain Rising Class. And who doesn't like a girl with a chainsaw? So just 50 bucks. I mean, she looks pretty pissed. I wouldn't make her mad, but I think she'd be a cool friend to have. January 9th, $39. 3 listings of this. I mean, 50 bucks, then it goes to 60, then it goes to 79. It's a lot. These things are pretty pricey. I would like to have that card. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know, I just like having the thought of having the card. In Slumber Triple Rare, fancy art again, $11. And it sold back on January 6th. So not a lot of huge buying on this one. At the same time, not a lot of supply. Fujimi, man, Fujimi, that has been a crazy time. A lot happened back then. SR, the SR world is nuts. I'm just going to tell you right away. Let me close these. The SR life is really hard. This is one of those ones I've always said I don't really talk about triple rares and SRs, but they are pricey because they got that fancy foiling. A lot of the time they have different art, and you can see it here. There is some definite like nice looking art, right? We got a healthy outdoorsy girl, and she, you know, cute looking card, right? $49.98, last sold January 5th, 4 cards actually, and from there it was November 26th. Not too many I keep saying not too many left. Let's just say there's not a lot left on any of these cards, then I can stop saying that. There's 6 of these cards here, 50 bucks. 5 of them are 50, and then it goes straight to $90 after that. See, this is the part where I'm saying, like, we know it's limited, we know people want it, and as a seller, time is on your side. It's one of those ones where as long as Weiss Schwarz don't reprint it, time is on your side. And I think that is especially true because as more and more people come into this, more into this hobby, this collection, knowing that this exists, there's going to be people that like certain anime and like the characters that go with it. And they go back in time and they see some of these cards. So they might go and want to buy some of these cards. And that's what's going on here, I think. A lot of this was collectors or people investing in this, or just people that played this that didn't have the money at the time that realized that they need to buy it quickly before other people realize. And you can see that here with this card, January 12th, January 2nd, December 9th, the listing's available. It's gone. It's definitely gone. Nice looking card. Pure Princess Tohka. I remember when I first started, when I was buying a bunch of these cards, a bunch of these Data Live cards, I was like, this one was a hard one to get. We got Acting Manager's Aid. January 26th, and 1 left. Okay, Sibling Affection Suzuka, and we have this one, January 26th. 2 left. Yikes. Oh, yikes. $100. You can tell I didn't scroll down when I was doing some of these because some of this is the first time I'm looking at, you know, like what's available for sale. $100. 26 and 16. Gentle Smile Rumia. I'm actually surprised by this one. I say that because of the art that's on here. I know that we got that fancy beam of light that's cutting through, right? We can't put anything too mature on here, so we got this fancy light beam cutting through. 91.48. Last sold November 26th, so it hasn't been a lot. It might be partly because of pricing and all that, but given the art and given the art that you've seen to this point and what was all bought out, I'm actually surprised, if anything, by this card that it hasn't been bought out. And one of the ones I like, I have this one, White Winged Angel Origami. I always just wonder what the pricing of this actually is. It's gone, no, not available, no sales, nothing. You really can't find it. If you go on eBay, I know you can, because I was trying to really figure out the price. I'm like, what is the price of this card? And yeah, I have no clue. They're on eBay, they have them, the Japanese version with the no light beam on there. So another light beam cutting through our card, but I honestly have no clue. I'm not going to sell it. I just more wonder like what people are actually willing to pay for this card at this point. I don't know anymore. You know, like if I take a look back here, would that be about this Rumia card? Like if I go back and forth here, would it be this 91? Not sure. Not sure anymore. And me not wanting to sell it, I don't think I guess it doesn't really matter. Next, FBR. So we got these in the booster box, and Let's see here. These are mighty expensive. You can see these weren't actually the signatures of the voice actresses, right? Like you don't. This is not the signature of Our Lady doing Kurumi. It's not, but it is a really nice card. I like it, and it hasn't sold in a long time. 265. What it sold for? There's a Japanese version out there. There's some English out there. We got Kindness and Strength Rumia, $399 plus 105 for shipping. It actually did sell recently, 189 and a 205. That's pretty down there actually, going from 205 to 400. The 200 seem about right. Like when I think about these cards and what I've seen them for before, it seems like they will definitely be sellable in the 200s. I think once you breach the 400, as you saw with Kurumi, they don't sell. And this one, I mean, this one, I like the art, I like the ribbon, you know, like we got that going on, but there is a price associated with these cards, and I don't think it breaks over 400. Unless you have a highly desired card like this Rias. So you have her $2,000. It's like, does this actually sell for $2,000? I mean, we could go back here. Like if I look here, market price 900. I honestly don't know where all of that comes from. But we have this card. What would be the price of this card? Let's just be real here. $2,000 seems like way too high. There's no way 2,000 is gonna do it for me. Like nice card, $2,000. I could buy a lot of stuff for $2,000. I could buy a lot of Hololive for $2,000. Can't buy this card for $2,000. I don't know. Maybe what would make me happy? To own this card and not feel like horrible regret, like instant regret. Like if I push the button right now to purchase this, what would make me feel not the instant regret? 400? 400 seems about right to me. I know people are going to be like, I'll buy it for like 700. Yeah, great. But for me, I think 400, it seems okay to me on that one, where I'm not going to just hate my life or hate the fact that my wallet's empty or something like that. Okay. Anyways, moving on. We got trial decks. So let me just find one. Cause you just gotta see this. Let me just go with the recent. What's a good one? Date Alive. Date Alive trial deck. Let's just show the miracle that is Fujimi. And trial deck. Okay, so market high to low, trial deck 1438, 198, and down from there, you're all under $1. So 18 cards under $1. This card is awesome. So that's why it's up there. So let me just exit out of that. Trial deck, Fujimi. We have how many cards? We have this many cards over $1. And the more important part is it's not just the fact that Data Live had a $14 card because that card is really good. On average, right, you have 7 cards right here. Yeah, 7 cards that are above $1. And when you average them all out, I would rather have this Fujimi trial deck over the Data Live trial deck any day. Because these are just going to go up, right? Like, would you rather have 1 really expensive card or 2 really expensive cards in your trial deck or 7? Because that is always the possibility to grow those prices higher. And we got Mysterious Girl Tohka, Rias again. So Mysterious Girl Tohka, this is one of those ones when I remember buying the trial deck card of this one and I'm like, geez, holy crap, this thing's expensive. And it was. There's not too many of them. There's a few, but again, Data Live, trial deck, and I think the whole making yourself buy a trial deck card for $550 seems like horrible in my mind to have to actually buy a regular trial deck card for that much. I mean, even just imagine buying that Sera card at 14 or Rumia and Sistine at 14. That's insane to me to buy a common card that's that expensive. So Sera is uncommon, but anyways. Rias. So if this is the card that I said that if you can't afford the SP, here is the trial deck one. It's not shiny and all that, but at least it's affordable. Affordable if you think $677 for a trial deck card is affordable. I mean, there's definitely people that do think it's affordable because January 8th, 24th, 27th for these things. And we have February. So there's people buying this filling out their collection. And there is some people that have it, right? We got 28 here, 15 here, 9 out there on the internet. I tell you for sure that this card exists. So there is cards out there. It just seems to be going higher and higher, right? A cute side Kurumi. I remember this one. This is made me sad because I remember I had to buy. This is one of those ones where the people charged you shipping unless you bought over $5, but the only cards they sold at that time were like, they only had 3 cards, and this is one of them. They had 3 of them for $1 each. And I was like, well, I guess I'm paying shipping because I'm not buying any of those other cards. It was really disappointing to me. So I don't know about you, but I always feel like if I can ascend to that $5 level, even though I'm adding a little bit more, I'd rather spend it on an actual card, getting a card, than spending it on shipping. And I lost that day to the shipping because I wasn't able to put anything else for $5 in there. And this card has gone up pretty decently. I mean, since the time I bought it for $1. So 1.9, 1.14, 6, and 6.89. Back in December, there was a sale for 6.89. We have 4 cards bought, and November 26 for $5. It is what it is on this one. It's a cute card. I mean, like, it even says it in the name. It's a cute side Kurumi, and it is. I think anybody that likes Kurumi, there are some really nice looking card art that go with this set. Definitely one of those ones. I pretty much have assembled a lot of the Fujimi cards. I might as well just make a freaking deck out of it at this point. Just play with it. I don't know how it does comparatively to other decks. Can't imagine. I know a lot of these can actually be used. The Data Live ones, I think outside of 2 cards, you can't use in Data Live. But outside of that, I could just take some of these and throw it in the Data Live deck. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to do that. But if I want to play like a Fujimi and Data Live together, I could do that. It's definitely okay to do that. Occult Research Club head Rias. Again, we have another Rias card, and we have some people buying some of these cards, and you could see 2, 1 all in January. We have a Christmas present to themselves. $5. $5 Rias for a Christmas present. 24. Dang, man. Yeah, keep in mind, this is a trial deck, so there's going to be a decent amount of them. Okay, we got Mai, and nice look. Oh, look at that. Throwing it. I don't know. You got me when I see a peace sign. We got a peace sign here. I definitely bought that card. She got me with that. February 3rd, not too many, so not too many bought. But for a trial deck card, $2. Actually, $3 if you don't buy more. If you have to pay the shipping. So nice looking card. Oh, I love this. This one had me too. When I saw this card, I'm like, dude, I'm buying it. I just like that heart. Look at that. You got me. You got me with the anime. I'm a sucker. All right, December 26th to few down there, 848 listing. A voice heard featuring our friend here. As you can see, trial deck. And this would happen to be a climax. So we have a trial deck climax completely sold out. Gone. No more. And you... I laugh because it's insane, right? It's insane to just think about a climax card, regular climax card, $5. Not a triple rare or anything like that. It's a climax card. $5. Insane. January 27th, 3 sold. January 6th, you got 1. Oh, you can see 2, 2, 4, 1, 4. Yeah, this set's expensive. It's really. We got promo cards. We always got promo cards. This time we got really expensive promo cards. We got Goddess in Swimwear. We got Maids of Temptation. We got our Origami. We got our Kurumi. I mean, look at that card. This looks nice. Let me just open it. I didn't have it open because there was none that was sold. The price on this is super expensive, $88. I remember at the time when I was buying these things, this card was $50. And $50 sounds like a lot, but $80, $90 sounds like a lot too. So $50 is not so bad. I mean, it looks really cute. They're in maid outfits, right? So not much more to say about that. But we got Rias here. She's got a skimpy... I thought at first that was like, it's the coconuts. It's not coconuts at all. Obviously, those aren't coconuts. But Goddess in Swimwear, Rias. It sold recently. $98.98, February 2nd. Now, not a ton of these sold. There is definitely a supply of them. There's 7 of them, but still, these things are really up there. Promos are all really expensive. So this concludes our Fujimi walkthrough. If you want these cards, just make sure to get them sometime soon. I mean, you don't have to hurry on a lot of these cards. Like, see, so scrolling down here, right, looking at the rest of the cards, there's still some that are $35. There are some that are $35. Apparently, there was none sold. That's why I didn't have it open. But you can see here, this is them in a hot spring, and they got some interesting art going on in them. Yeah, so all comes down to card art. Will that sell for $35? I don't know, but definitely you could see where a lot of these can be really pricey based on the art itself, and it's reflected. Fujimi, will they do something like this again? I think we're at that point where you're going to start seeing with the next 2 videos that I have in this kind of series of like lewd type stuff, that I think there is an appetite at this point that Weiss Schwarz Bushiroad could print sets like these, and it would be accepted. Like before, we knew that there was issues with like selling some of these risque cards, right? Like card shots, parents, whatever. Like you run into this. But I think with the amount of people that have come into this game, and looking just at Fujimi, like looking at what's happened to the prices, the cards and all that, and looking at some Japanese sets that people buy because of said type of cards, like Quintessential Quintuplets too. They had some cards in there that, you know, people bought right away, the SR versions, because the girls were a little not as clothed as they could have been, and they got bought up pretty quickly, if I remember correctly. When one of these websites put it up, they're gone really, really fast. And I think there is that appetite now for, and the amount of people that if they were to put out a set like this, that you may face a little bit of a blowback, but with the people that are out here buying this stuff now, I don't think it's going to be as bad, if that makes sense. It's going to be one of those ones that there is a possibility that they can put it out there and a lot of people will be happy about it. Some people aren't going to be happy about it, but that's how it is. People like certain anime and some people don't like anime. There's different age levels, there's different maturities, and right, like if they were to put a reprint out of this, people aren't going to complain about the way it looks. They're going to be like, thank God, because I didn't want to have to buy this Rias at $99 or something like that. And I don't have to buy this Kurumi and Origami at $89. I think it's going to be received very well, and if they do more sets like this where there is more of this kind of art, then I think it'll be fine, because there's definitely some more recent examples of cards, like specific cards that kind of look like this, and they've done pretty well. We'll get there at some point. Anyways, I have to go. I'm going to be gone this weekend, so I wanted to get this video in, and hopefully you like this different version of the market update. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good day.